I've sticky tacked his butt to that seat, and what I want is his back up against that seat, because I want those seat belts to go right to the back of that seat. But then when I test fit it with the console in there and you know, the seat on there, his legs need to be like down and angled, kind of like that. So what I need to do is, and conveniently there is kind of a line there under his belt where I think I can make a diagonal cut and tilt his body back. And then the other thing is, so to get his feet on the pedals, you know, those boots don't look all that natural anyway, and I think I have some room to play to take the sole up closer to the pant leg and tilt his feet accordingly. So these are actually really working out. I'm kind of happy I found them. So then I cut them underneath the belt there, kind of tilted them open, test fitted in the seat, and then filled it with super glue, and then basically did the same thing on the other one, cut it, test fit it, and filled it with super glue and got it just where I wanted it. So they're cut at a slightly different angle, which I like because now that differentiates them even more. The fact that I've got their heads looking in different directions and that they're kind of slightly angled differently, I think is going to work. Those centers are filled in now. That's 2 coats now. I don't have them sticky tacked in or anything. They're just kind of sitting there. So they're kind of off to one side, but I do like the angle much better now. And once I kind of get them seated down in there, after everything's painted, I think that's going to work fine. And like I said, I still got plenty of room in here to play with to get their feet on the pedals. But I'm real happy with that body angle. So I think I've gotten far enough along on these pilots. You can see I started experimenting with this guy's arms and placing them on the controls and such. Also, on the third guy, I went out and I was looking at some other people's work on this helicopter, or at least a similar one. I think it was a 2F. They have the guy sitting in the back on the in the open doorway. So I modified one of these guys, and I think I'm going to go that route rather than trying to mess with that rubber guy and everything. I'm now ready to spray the gray and or you know, working my way towards that. And so I've got everything ready in here, but I also noticed that these doors need to be painted gray on the interior. And what I found interesting is that actually the kit gives you a couple of, like 2 sets of everything, it looks like. And then what I noticed is that one set has these dimples, so to speak, and the other doesn't. I looked at the kit box and I'm like, oh, it doesn't have it. I'm like, I better check mine. So I have, you know, as per usual, my references hanging up here. And here you can see, oh, yep, that one has the dimples. I think you can catch a glimpse of them on here. So yeah, so it's the one with the dimples. Anyway, I thought that was interesting. And then the other thing is, so there's a PE piece on the top and the bottom. And what you have to do, you have to bend those at all of those at a right angle, and they go on the tops and bottoms of the door. And then I have the masking kit. So then I'll have to mask on the insides and outsides of those windows there because they'll be gray on the inside and then the engine gray on the outside. So before I do any painting, I still have quite a bit of work to do. So I've got these cut out and masked, and now I'm bending and putting this PE on. So I bent this one, if you can see, that one's bent at a right angle, if you could tell. And they actually have the crease marks etched into them, which is nice. So you just line it up right on that crease and then bend it. I'm starting to put that first one on. This all takes a very light touch, so that fits perfectly. And by the way, everything so far in this kit has fit perfectly. So next I'm gonna get that ultra thin super glue ready and touch that on there and see how that goes. It's applying the glue without making a mess that I really struggle with photo etch. Okay, so here's the first one, and basically what it does is it like creates a railing on there, that like a channel, and then the one end is curved. If you can see there, the top end is curved to follow the curve of the door. Pretty cool. So what I did is just took a little bit of super glue, ultra thin, got it on that micro brush, and then just touched it at the edges and let capillary action draw it across. Very light touch. So far, one down, two more to go. So far, so good. All right, and then finished up that piece with those parts that'll go underneath, make up the landing gear bay, I believe. Got those on the bottom of that cockpit piece. Okay, got the first layer of paint down. Went with the Testors gray 1138 and thinned 2:1, and just shot that, just kind of a few progressive coats after thoroughly cleaning all the parts again. Pretty happy with the way everything's come out so far. Letting that stuff dry, and I'm starting in on the next assembly here, but it is the 4th of July weekend and family is calling, so to speak, so this may be where I end this video. I'm pretty happy with my progress. So as always, thanks for watching and happy modeling, and have a safe and happy 4th of July.